You know, the thing is filming your first video can be a bit overwhelming, that's for sure. But don't worry, I got you. I've filmed hundreds of videos and I've driven millions of views. And today I use mirrorless cameras, but when I started, I used a phone, and that's what this is for. So start where you're at, use what you got, and take the next step, which is really identifying the topic of your video. So this clip you're looking at was filmed with my iPhone. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? So step number one is your video topic and the idea, the big idea. Spending just a little bit of time before you start filming will really help you to move forward and craft a video that viewers love. I typically spend just a bit of time each morning going over ideas, replying to comments, and it really helps me, and it'll do the same for you. And when it comes to the topic itself, when you really focus on what you're passionate about and what a group of people are interested in watching, and you find that intersection between those two things, very exciting. So take your topic idea, head to YouTube, and then just think of 2 or 3 words that really describe the video you're thinking of making. I did just that for this very video, and I began by typing out "make your first YouTube video." And I found a bunch of different keyword ideas, and I focused on how to make your first YouTube video start to finish. Here's a bonus tip. The more descriptive your keyword phrase is, the more you understand exactly what those viewers on YouTube are looking for, the more likely you can create that very video, which is going to keep them engaged and watching. So choose a keyword phrase and then save that to your iPad, iPhone, whatever you use, and it's on to step 3. And then it's on to step number 3, as mentioned, which is really quick and dirty video script. You can spend as much or as little time on this as possible. Couple things to keep in mind. The more, again, you've got a plan as to what you're going to communicate and share in your video, the easier the process is going to be. Now, typically I'll spend anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half each morning, kind of going over my video ideas, and then I select one and I focus in with my scripting. Now, sometimes these scripts I create are literally just a series of bullet points to keep me on track. Other times I'll write out word for word exactly what I want to communicate, especially if I'm striving to create a video that really connects. So with your first video, keep it simple, start with some bullet points, and then it's on to step 4. And wouldn't you know it, literally as I'm putting the cap on this Sony G Master lens, step 4 is really all about gear. There are a few things to think about. Nothing is more important than the topic and how you communicate and create a fun video. Again, I did that with an iPhone and just some quirky fun ideas when I started, and I did really well. And today there are still channels that are totally blowing up. Just yesterday, I ran into this particular channel and they're crushing it using nothing more than an iPhone. Furthermore, we have tools like AI and whatnot. The gear is important. Here are a few thoughts. Your iPhone is fine. If you've got a camera, use that. And then there's the audio in your video. Now, fact of the matter is, audio plays an important role. However, sometimes I think it gets blown out of proportion here on YouTube. Fact is this, if your audio is bad, chances are people will click off. You don't want that. But sadly, good audio doesn't mean people are going to watch and engage in tons of views. Do what you can to create the best sounding videos possible. An easy way to do that is to get really close to your camera. And you can do that by just using a wider angle lens, because then literally you can be just a foot away and you still get a wider angle and your audio is going to be improved. And when it comes to step 5, it's all about being organized and finding the right place in your home. You don't have to be a neat freak. However, the more you organize and clean up a bit, the better your video is going to look. The easier it's going to be for the audience to focus in on you, not your distracting background. And as you can see, we're just in my home. There's the couch. Doesn't have to be perfect, but do the best you can with what you've got and take the next step. Now, one of the things to consider is you want to be in the right kind of light. But important, the thing you want to focus on is finding the right room with the right kind of natural light coming in and spilling on yourself. You don't want a room where there's sunlight coming in because it creates distraction in the video. Furthermore, if there's sunlight hitting you, it's just going to create all kinds of exposure problems in the video you film. This is a great example. Now we're shooting into the light and you can see the exposure isn't quite as good as it was previously. Let's go back. Much better. And next, you really want to take your time and frame up the shot. Make sure things are level. Put yourself dead in the center of the frame and make sure you're level. That is, your camera is level, and you can tell that by these green lines here. And then the biggest thing I think you can do is to really focus on the lens like it's your best pal, talking to someone that really is interested in the information you're going to share. Whether it's information, whether you're entertaining, or even better, you're doing a bit of both. The more you can communicate, looking straight at that lens and not saying things like, hey, everybody, because that really breaks that individual connection between the viewer watching and yourself. Step number 6 is to do the best you can to create the space where you feel the most comfortable when you're filming your videos. And fact of the matter is, you probably won't feel comfortable. You probably won't feel at home in your own home or apartment. But by doing what you can, filming when the family is away, filming when the boyfriend or girlfriend is at work, filming when the dogs are at puppy camp so you have space, it really helps a lot. Another thing I recommend you do is to turn off anything that's going to distract you, especially anything that's going to create noise. Like if there's fans, turn them off. A lot of times, sometimes I see these spinning fans in YouTubers' videos and it's a total distraction. Even worse is the fan is spinning and it's loud. So do what you can to, again, create that space that's going to allow you to focus in on the message you want to get across. So what are some of the things you can do if you feel really awkward and nervous? Well, when I started, that was definitely me. And some of the things I did to overcome that was, number one, just to exercise a little bit, go out, run around, or when I start filming, to just know that even though it seems like time is dragging on and it's stressful, that the longer I continue to try doing different takes, looking at my iPad with my notes or my iPhone, the more likely I'm eventually gonna get comfortable. Some of that nervous energy is gonna burn off and you'll be amazed. So even though it feels weird, I wanna encourage you just to push past that, because when you do, again, magical things happen. The other thing I want to talk about, just kind of off the cuff, is, crafting and creating videos is such a creative and fun experience. And I think the more you're able to really connect with that, and the more you can just share your authentic self, the more likely people are really going to dig what you're laying down. Oh, I'm looking at Otis right now. It's my puppy, and that's a great example. In my videos, as I finish up the videos, I'll mention, hey, subscribe and feed a poodle. And people really remembered that. It was quirky, it was different, wasn't for everybody, but I'm not trying to connect with everybody. I'm really crafting videos for a specific audience interested in a specific thing. Very powerful. And then step number 7, I think, is the video edit. And here's what I want to share. Early on, again, this is something that can take an awful lot of time because everything is new. And if you're like, oh, I have to edit my videos, not necessarily. If you don't want to edit, don't. But if you're in this to win it, if you want to grow a channel, then I recommend that you do spend time learning the process of editing a great video. And when I started, I would spend 20 hours on one video. And today, what I can do in maybe 4 to 5 hours is much more engaging, and the videos look great. And again, it's not so much striving for perfection, rather it's just sharing the information you're passionate about. And the thing I will say is you can hide a lot of mistakes, you can cut out dead space, and these are all things I really recommend you do. Adding things like B-roll, which is just additional clips you lay over the top of your timeline, is really helpful in creating a story where you're not just so much telling the viewer what to do, but you're showing them. For example, don't just tell the viewers how to train a dog if that's what your video is going to be. Show them. Sit down and create the talking head, but then film some clips of you with your dog. And again, use your iPhone, use a camera. But just doing that and taking a bit more time will result in a video that's more fun to watch and pleasing. In fact, some of the biggest YouTubers on the platform will have as many as 20 clips in the first 10 to 20, 30 seconds. It takes more time, but the results are amazing. And then it's on to step number 8, where we're gonna craft and create our thumbnail. And you know what? Today we have so many different options because of AI. And begin the process by just taking a few minutes at the end of filming. When you think you're done, just spend maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna strike a pose like Madonna mentioned, and maybe do something like this. Or like this. And that way you can later screen grab from the actual video, and you can use that for the basis of a thumbnail, and or as mentioned, you can use AI. Now, a couple of apps that I've used, one is called Lensa. This is an app you can use with your iPhone or your Android device. And all you do is you select a few pictures of yourself, and then you just upload them inside of the app, and then it creates pretty great looking images that you can use again for the basis of your thumbnail. And there have been others that I've used as well. So Lensa is a great way to create a great thumbnail. And Canva is another great option that you can use. In fact, they've incorporated AI into Canva, and you can use those screen grabs, upload them to Canva, and they've got great templates to begin the process of crafting and creating a thumbnail. And then finally, step number 9 is to upload for the views that you deserve. All you have to do is, remember we found the keyword phrase in an earlier step? Begin the process by creating a title using exactly the keyword phrase. Furthermore, you might want to incorporate a few words that are compelling, like get results fast, or unbelievable, or you won't believe, or urgent warning. All these words are great examples of words that really trigger viewers and get them to click on your video. The idea is you want to excite people, get them to your video, and then because you've planned out the content, they're going to stick and watch, and your video will do great. And then this video on the screen now goes over additional tips and tactics that you can use to get more views. Click on the video, I'll see you there, and when you do, you're gonna feed a poodle. I got 2 poodles and they're hungry. You dig?